Hey Brisbane, we really need to talk. There's a lot to love about you. You've got a lot of great natural assets, green spaces, national parks, waterfalls. You've got friendly people. You're big enough to attract events, concerts and performances that are world class. But there's one thing you really need to work on. Something that has frustrated me for 10 years since I moved here. Something that for anybody who's lived in any other city, apart from Perth may be caught off guard by. It's not the expensive and not particularly great public transport system. It's not the traffic congestion, which can be horrific. You call yourself a new world city, and you're going to be hosting the Olympics and Paralympics 8 years from now, but I really worry about how this is going to make you look on the world stage if you don't sort it out. I really didn't want to bring this up, but my hand has been forced. I usually try and stay as balanced and unbiased as possible on this channel, apart from the occasional dig at the north side, but hey, the south side is the better side. But that's a discussion for another time. But this time I really need to bring it up because I made the mistake of agreeing to take part in the Twisted Visions YouTube challenge. And the theme that was drawn out of a hat for autumn of 2024 was, what would you change about Brisbane? So I'm gonna have to say it. I'm also obligated to play you the short intro video to the challenge, so here it is, but I'll see you on the other side and you and I are going to have words.
Hey everybody, due to the overwhelming response to our Twisted Visions Summer Challenge of 2024, we're at it again, introducing the all-new Brisbane Twisted Visions Autumn 2024 Creators Challenge. Each YouTuber can submit up to 3 topics. All the topics go into a hat, we draw one topic from the hat, we all get to make a 10-minute video on that topic and we have 10 days to do it. The final videos will be published on the 20th of April at 5:30 PM. The last time it was a blast. We all had our own interpretations. So this time, some of the participating YouTubers will be Cam from Cam Carter's Adventures, Adam from the Brisbane channel, Rebecca from Love Life and Travel, Rob from Walkabout with Rob, Steve from Steve Mac, Gizmo from Gizmo Bush Escapes, and myself, T-Rox. Let the challenge begin.
Now, I know it's not entirely your fault. Your hands have been tied to some extent by state legislation, but I think a big part of this problem is cultural. The thing I would change about Brisbane is this. I would love to be able to go to a nice cafe on a weekday, enjoy a well-made coffee at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd love to go to any restaurant fully confident that I can order at 8 o'clock in the evening and not be told that the kitchen is already closed.
Nothing from you!
Yes, the issue I have with Brisbane and the thing I would change is the trading hours. Now I know it's not all bad, there's definitely some positive aspects to it, but we'll get to that later in the video. For now, let's look at why things are the way they are. Trading hours in Queensland are regulated by the Trading Allowable Hours Act of 1990 and supported by the Trading Allowable Hours Regulation of 2014. The times a business can open varies depending on the type of business and also the area it's located in. Independent stores are exempt from the legislation and can open whenever they like, except for selected public holidays. Also, independent grocery stores are exempt as well, provided there's no more than 30 staff on premises at any one time and no more than 100 people employed statewide. For non-exempt stores like the big supermarkets Coles and Woolworths and department stores like Myer and Big W, allowed hours vary by location. And here's where it begins to get messy. Type 1 locations are designated tourist areas, and in Brisbane that's New Farm and Hamilton. All other parts of Brisbane are Type 2 locations. Now here's the Type 1 location hours, and here's the hours for Type 2 areas. So if you run out of sugar at 6 o'clock on a Sunday evening in, say, Stafford or Runcorn, don't think you're going to be able to go to the local Coles or Woolworths and pick up some more. The independent grocery stores, however, like IGA and Drake's, are exempt from the legislation, so there are still options. This is partly the state government's attempt to give a chance to the smaller retailers to compete with the Coles, Woolworths, duopoly and larger conglomerates, which I think is a positive thing. And also, as it's on Commonwealth land and exempt from state legislation, the Woolworths at Skygate near the airport is open 24/7. But none of that explains why cafes and restaurants close so damned early, because assuming they're run independently, they're exempt from the legislation. So it seems a big part of the problem is cultural. It seems that Brisbane people are just morning people rather than evening people, and they're not in the habit of having coffee late in the afternoon. Maybe they have an early bedtime and worry they're not going to sleep. I don't know, but this is quite a Brisbane-specific issue. And many cafe owners have told me that the very few extra customers they'd get if they opened beyond what they open at the moment would just not make it financially sustainable. They wouldn't make enough money. They'd probably lose money opening longer hours because people just aren't coming to get coffee at that time, or snacks or whatever people get in the cafes. And the restaurants, well, it seems Brisbane people just don't eat as late. I'm not sure. This may also be an issue of the lower population density in Brisbane. With fewer people in any given area, then it makes running in those quieter times even more challenging for cafe and restaurant owners. Now, I did say it wasn't all bad. It's certainly a good thing for the workers, at least those who are currently employed. But I do wonder if longer trading hours would increase staffing demands, which would increase employment opportunities for Brisbane residents. But in any case, there's still options out there for those that like to shop, dine, or enjoy a coffee later in the day. Definitely more than just Pancake Manor and Death Before Decaf, which are the two 24/7 options that people usually talk about. There's a lot out there, so definitely subscribe to the Brisbane channel and let me know if you'd like to see a video on those options, because I'm definitely happy to highlight what's out there. But they're not everywhere, so if you, like me, are frustrated by Brisbane's trading hours, I think you've got two options. One, leave. Move somewhere else. That'll solve the problem. Or you can find ways to meet those needs that are not being met by the places that are closing. So for me, I bought an espresso machine and took a barista course, and now I don't have to rely on cafes being open in the afternoon to get a good coffee. You know, whatever you can do to be positive and still enjoy this great city, but get around the problems. I'm going to just cut that out. But I do wonder if population changes, both increase in the volume, but also changes in the demographics, may see a shift in this phenomenon. We may be seeing that the more that people come from places that are used to something different, maybe there'll be the demand for places to open longer hours. Or maybe that people are just going to accept that that's the way things are here and nothing will change. I don't know. What do you think? All right, I'm just going to go with that.